Welcome, everyone. Hello and welcome to the special kickoff event of the 12 Days of Career Goals. I am so excited for you to be here, as each day we're going to unfold a new possibility and insight for you to redefine your career this holiday season. I'm Teresa White, career clarity coach and the founder of Career Bloom, and I am so excited to embark on this festive and absolutely amazing journey over the next 12 days with you. Are you ready to ignite the spark that drives your professional life? Do you often wonder what truly makes you come alive in your career? If you're nodding in agreement, today's session with the amazing Matt Mills is going to be for you. We're going to dive into the heart of what it means to find your spark. Because this isn't just about finding a career. It's about discovering that inner fire, what really makes us come alive, and aligning that with a career that brings us deep fulfillment. Matt Mills is a certified Sparketype advisor, and he will help us unravel the Sparketype assessment, which is such a revolutionary tool that's not just insightful, but especially for me personally, it was absolutely transformative. Because it does help you to get to the core of what makes work meaningful, and it can really help to redefine your career path. Today's discussion is going to be packed with actionable advice. So whether you're at a career crossroad, seeking clarity, or just looking for some festive cheer in your professional life, you are here in the right place. And the best part, we're even going to have some special holiday gifts for you to win. I'm going to talk more about that in the end, so make sure that you stay with us. Today's guest speaker, Matt Mills, comes with an inspiring story and a wealth of experience as a coach, speaker, and writer who helps individuals navigate through crossroads in their life and career so they can take bold steps to achieve powerful growth, fulfillment, and success where it matters most. Let's welcome Matt to the stage. Welcome, Matt. I am so excited to have you here.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, Teresa, and to be talking with you and with everyone here.
Amazing. So let's kick this off with a little bit of festive spirit. Yes. I want to start off with asking you, before we dive deep into the Sparketype assessment, what is your favorite holiday tradition that you never skip, no matter how busy you are with work?
That is such a great question. And, I think it's pretty common. It's decorating the tree. It's picking out a Christmas tree every year. I usually do it at the weekends after Thanksgiving here in the US. And my wife and I get a tree and we decorate it and put on the lights. And honestly, every time that I look at it when I go home and see it all lit up, it just brings such joy and warmth to my heart. So that's my favorite tradition.
I love that. We have our tree decorated too. So yeah, for me, it's like, it's not the holidays without having a tree.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Real tree or a fake tree? Were you?
A real tree. Where I grew up on the East Coast of the US, we would cut down our own tree. So it was growing up in New England. That was what that was about. So real tree is my preference, but I have nothing against fake trees. I understand why people have an artificial tree. My family had one for a couple of years. So, but just the smell and having just a real tree is something special.
I'm with you there. I would love to hear from our audience. First, let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know that you're here and share with us what is your favorite holiday tradition that you would never skip, no matter how busy you are. I would absolutely love to see what all of you do for the holidays. And let's go right into it. Matt, I would love to hear from you if you can share with us the moment where you realized that your career, because I know you come from the entertainment industry, that wasn't aligned with who you truly are, and how that sparked your journey towards self-discovery and career fulfillment.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's something that's so fundamental to my background, especially as a coach and to my career path is, as you mentioned, I worked in the entertainment industry for a number of years, and growing up, that was my dream. I wanted to work in film and television. I wanted to, really be able to make magic with the movies. It was something that I just absolutely loved. And then when I got into that career, I did everything that a lot of people do in their careers. I worked hard. I followed a path that I thought that I had to follow, was successful, but something was just really unfulfilling about it. And I looked at where my path was headed, and I was seriously doubting if that was what I wanted to pursue, because something just didn't feel right and didn't feel like a good fit. So I, as many coaches come to before they go into coaching, I saw a coach, and she saw something in me that I didn't. And she had said to me, when you talk about teaching and coaching, you light up. And that changed everything for me. And as part of my job, I did a lot of reflection. And the things that I loved most was when I was teaching, learning, and coaching. I was running an internship program. I was working with students, and that was just transformative. And from there, it really turned into this journey where I explored teaching. I got to know teachers. I realized that I had a passion for serving and supporting others as a coach, as a teacher. And so really from there it was a complete change. And I did go into teaching for a time, and then that led me into coaching and to where my career path has led since that point.
That's amazing, Matt. And I love that in your story, like even though you weren't in a role of teaching or coaching in the entertainment industry, you realized that even though that wasn't your job, those were the moments that light you up and that you wanted to do more of that.
Exactly. And it's in retrospect, it was a part of the way I approached my job. And that was what was a huge light bulb moment for me.
Yeah.
Is you're right, my job description wasn't being a teacher, but when I was able to express that impulse was when I really enjoyed myself and loved the work that I was doing.
You just mentioned the word impulse, so let's dive right into it. As a certified Sparketype advisor, you do have a very unique perspective on finding one's spark. Can you explain to our audience what the Sparketype assessment is and how it can help individuals identify work that truly energizes them?
Yeah, so what the Sparketype assessment is it's a tool and a body of work that was created by Jonathan Fields, who is just this unbelievable person, thought leader, researcher, and he created this tool to really help people uncover what is the fundamental nature of the work that makes them come alive. And I was turned on to this by a friend of mine. I'd never heard of it. They said, what's your Sparketype? As a lot of times you hear from other assessments, they're like, what's your Myers-Briggs? What's your Enneagram? And so I didn't know. And when I took the assessment, it changed everything for me. It not only highlighted something that I had known deep inside, but it was just reframed a lot of things where I was getting stuck. And it was almost kind of like this roadblock just got out of my way. And it just unlocked so much for me. So really that's what this tool does, is it helps you find that work that makes you feel sparked, which means you're energized, you're engaged with the work that you're doing, you're fulfilled, it's meaningful, and that you're able to perform at your best. And who doesn't want to do that from all of their work? Doesn't want to have all of that. And so that's what that measures. And it can really tell you a lot about the work that fulfills you, makes you come alive, but also some of the work that is a heavy lift and can sometimes be more of a drag for you than you might know as you're doing it. So I can't speak enough about it, and I'm excited we're having this conversation and sharing it with the world. Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Matt. And I also want to mention it is a free assessment, so you can take it free of no cost at all at sparketype.com. And similar to your story, when I first took it, it changed my life. It was the most eye-opening assessment. Before that, I had taken lots of assessment. I really liked the Gallup Strengths Finder, but somehow that Sparketype assessment really got to the core of who I am. And it was just such an aha moment. I was like, okay, it all makes sense now. It makes sense why I like these things, why I couldn't do these things, or why I like always thought I should do these things, but they felt such a heavy lift. And it for me, and I'm sure for many of my clients, and probably for your clients, it is such a like wow moment. Like it's incredible.
Yeah, and you know, I'll add to that. I think the most important thing when we come to these moments, and they're inevitable, and they happen frequently throughout our lives, where sometimes we get to a place where things feel a little bit off. And I know that you had this experience, and most people who do take this assessment do, is sometimes we can't explain or put words or understand where that conflict or where that discomfort is, or how to identify it or understand it. And I think that this was the first time in a long time where I took this assessment and unpacked it and really understood so much about myself. And it didn't mean I had to completely change and upend my life, but it was just, it helped to just bring things together that I think were tough for me to see how they fit. So.
What is your Sparketype, and can you share what that means for a moment?
Of course. So, and that's also really important. So when we talk about the Sparketype, when you take it, and as Teresa, as you said, it's a free assessment, and you get a profile that has 3 elements to it. And you have your primary impulse, which is really talking about the nature of the work that truly makes you come alive. If you could do that for the rest of your life, you'd be totally set. You'd love it. It feels easy. You're in flow. And then you have a shadow part of your profile, which is supplemental and supportive of that. So it helps drive and amplify that first part. And then you have a third part of your profile, which is called your anti-Sparketype. And that is the type of work that's the heaviest lift, the nature of work that's the heaviest lift. And there are 10 of these types. So, and each type has a particular title to it, but there's so much more information. Yeah. So my profile is, my primary is the sage, which is really, I thrive when I get to illuminate and teach and share information and knowledge and insights that I have that hopefully will help others grow and develop as well. So that's my primary. My shadow is what's called the maven. And the mavens are people who love to learn and absorb information. And for me, that's expressed when I love to learn. I love anything where it's a new book or a class or something that's just going to help make me more knowledgeable and better informed, and also better at the work that I'm doing. And then my anti-Sparketype is what's called the essentialist, where, and these are indispensable types, but the essentialist is really, at its core, you thrive on creating order from chaos. So these are the people who love to make things that might be messy or chaotic and really simplify them. I'm married to an essentialist, so I'll see her on the weekends rearranging the spice drawers or color coding the books on our bookshelf. So that's my anti, and it does not mean that I'm bad at that work. In fact, I'm actually quite neat and organized. It's just that takes a little bit more effort. It's the heaviest lift for me. So that's a bit of an unpacking of what my profile looks like. But you should share what yours is as well.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I love hearing about it. And I just recently went through the training to become a certified Sparketype advisor. Matt already is. And Matt was my leader in my training pod. And I can just speak to how much you see him come alive when he coaches and illuminates others. So I've seen you in those moments, and it's who you are. It's who you are. It's the moment that you really enjoy. And I'm immensely grateful that you were able to lead our learning pod through that experience. And for me, my primary Sparketype is the scientist. Mm-hmm. I come alive when I get to figure things out. Like anytime there's something to figure out, that is me. Like, and in my work as a coach, that's why I'm so drawn to the career clarity piece, because I get to figure out all the pieces. Like for me, it's like a puzzle. Like when I work with a client, it's like a puzzle, and they have all these puzzle pieces, their spark, their experience, their skills, and figuring out all these pieces and how we're going to put them together to find more fulfillment and find your ideal career. That's absolutely mine. But anything figuring out, if it's a puzzle, anything, I love that. And you already mentioned the essentialist. That is my shadow. So that helps me to do the work of the scientist even better, because I like to take, it can be quite chaotic, our past work experiences, and bringing order into that and finding patterns and then figuring out what this all means and where that should go is absolutely what I love to do. Yeah. My anti is the advocate, which is still something I'm still learning about, but it can be a heavier lift. And again, I'm not bad at it, but it is a heavier lift for me, especially because the advocate is so heavy in the service-oriented side. And that part is much of a heavier lift for me than the process-driven work for the scientist and the essentialist.
Yeah. And Teresa, I want to pull out something that you shared there that I think is really important, is that we're both coaches and we both have different profiles. And so what's really cool about the Sparketype is it's not something that's saying, here's what job you're meant to do, or here's the role, or here's the title. It's about how you can approach it. It's the nature of the work. So you could be any of these 10 Sparketypes with any role. So I loved how you were sharing that you approach your coaching as a scientist, which is not meaning that you have to go and work in a laboratory or be a scientist or a doctor. It's for you. You love the nature of the work where you get to sit with clients and help them put the puzzle pieces together. Yeah. I love to illuminate and teach with my clients and share with them some insights and information. So it's really, we're both doing similar work, and we come alive when we approach it in a unique way. And that's what is so unbelievably amazing about this tool. So I wanted to highlight that. Yeah.
I 100% agree. And it just makes me think about a client I just worked with. She was actually an advisor. So the work of coaching made her really come alive, like that coaching and mentoring. Mm-hmm. And she was really, for her, and her, okay, I'm getting too deep into the work, but her heavy lift, she was having to lead team meetings. That became an incredibly heavy lift from her. But it turns out she approached us from her anti-Sparketype. So she put herself in the position of the anti-Sparketype when leading those meetings, and they felt incredibly draining for her. And then just that mindset shift of how would the meeting look if you approach it from the lens of your primary Sparketype, and you become that coach and mentor in those meetings instead of what the heavy lift for is. And her whole work life changed just because of that shift in mindset of how you can approach one situation from different lenses.
Yeah. And a lot of times that's all that's needed for people to unlock a lot more ease and fulfillment in their work. Sometimes we come to these crossroads where we think we need to make a complete change. But really what, especially as you uncover this knowledge about yourself, it can show you that sometimes it's just about a mindset shift or a simple tweak to realign your work, leaning into new projects, reducing things off your plate. So that's such a great example, because it can work in so many different ways. And it doesn't mean that you have to just completely change everything about your career and your life. You can really just make those simple shifts, and it can change everything for you, right exactly where you are.
Yeah, I agree. That's really the beauty of this assessment, that it can mean a little tweak, or it can mean a completely redefining your whole work life. It can be anything in between, right?
That's right. But exactly.
It's about what works for that individual, and there's not a one size fits all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly.
And Matt, one other thing that I heard you talking about is the importance of living life on one's own terms.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share strategies with us that helps us gain clarity in that and what that actually means for us professionally and personally?
Yeah. I think especially I'll talk about it in terms of our career paths. For most people, you kind of follow a path is not your own when you're starting off. We might study a subject in college and then get an internship and then get the job that fits, or that seems like it's an opportunity that comes to us, and we're kind of led onto a path. And that's when sometimes we can get caught up in that. We all have needs too. We need to pay the bills. So it's understandable that sometimes you need to work a job or a career path that does serve those needs. But really, when we talk about living your life on one's own terms or your career path, is really just having more of the awareness, and then making a choice that works, that can help to fit for what you want rather than what everyone else might want for you or what you're expected to do. So really, there's kind of two parts of that process. It's a letting go, of really letting go of the pressures or the things that maybe have been weighing on you in some regard, or maybe feel like that they're expectations that frankly might not even be there, and letting those go and then letting come. So really bringing in more of the work, bringing in more of into your life what's really important to you. So, I always start off with two simple questions when, coaches always want to know, what is it that you want? That's a hard question to answer.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell people, start with the present and what do you want more of in your life or in your work? And what do you want less of? And those are two very simple questions, but they can really tell you a lot. And I think that especially going through the Sparketype and understanding that impulse, you can see. So for me, it's like, as the sage, oh, I want to bring in more teaching. I want to let go more of the organizing and the essentialist work. So I think really that letting go, letting come, and what do you want more of? What do you want less of? That can really help you start to look to see, what does my career or my life path look like where it is on my terms?
Oh my God, I love that, Matt. What do you want more of and what do you want less of? That's such two powerful questions, because it also helps us to let go of some of those shoulds. I should be good at this. I should be doing this. I should do more of that. Mm-hmm. And is that really what I really want?
Yeah.
We rarely pause and actually ask ourselves that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a lot of times we don't give ourselves that space to do that.
Yes.
But when you do, and especially working with a good coach can help you do that, it really can be like taking a deep, deep breath that you've been waiting to take for a long time.
Yeah. I want to bring this comment in from Jarima. Thank you so much here for saying that's very interesting, approaching from anti-Sparketype. It really is one of the most eye-opening conversations to have with a client when they realize we can approach situations from two different angles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for everyone here in the audience, if you have questions, comments, please feel free to chime in the chat. Ask anything that you want to know while you have Matt here live as the certified Sparketype advisor who can answer those questions for you. And to wrap things up here, I want to ask you, what if for those people who really are at a point where they feel really stuck or uninspired in their current career path, what are the first steps you would recommend for them to help them rediscover their spark and move forward? What are the first steps someone can take when they're in a place where they don't want to be at this very moment?
Yeah. Well, the first thing is to slow down, take a deep breath, and know that it's normal and that it's okay. And that, our feelings are huge clues. And you want to take the time to listen to that. So if things are not feeling the way that they should, if you're unhappy, if you feel like you're stuck, first just know that it's okay. And most everybody will experience that at some point in their career, in their life. And then the next part on a practical level is take the Sparketype. There also, I would recommend, so as Teresa said, it's a free assessment, takes 15, 20 minutes. Take your time with it. I do think that it's something where it's, you don't have to overthink it, but also you don't want to breeze through it as well. And then find someone to talk that through with, or at least just talk through what you're feeling. A really great coach is someone that can help with that. And so, of course, like Teresa, there's also anyone who's a certified Sparketype advisor, which Teresa, you will be very soon.
Thank you.
And so really just find someone who can be that support system for you. And I think that honestly, just know that it's normal and that things will get better. And it's when you decide to take action on it is when even the smallest action is when things will change for you. But if you decide to stay stuck with that, then you'll likely stay stuck. So take that small step and that small action, even if it's just taking the Sparketype assessment.
That is such a good insight to leave us with, is decide to take action. Because as long as we are passive and we're just feeling those negative feelings and we're frustrated and we feel stuck, it's not gonna change. The first thing we really need to do is say like, okay, this is what I feel right now, and it's okay to feel this, but I need to do something to change. I need to get into the driver's seat of my life, of my career, and take one step to change. And that doesn't mean you have to take a million steps and feel like totally overwhelmed, but find one or two first steps that you can take. And I also think the Sparketype assessment is one of the best first steps to take. And then you take that first step and then, okay, let's talk it through with someone. And then, okay, maybe there's one small shift I can do. Is there one thing that I can approach differently? Is there a coach I can work with? So taking one step at a time makes that whole process of I'm not where I want to be from completely overwhelming to like, okay, let me approach this step by step and see where I can make small changes to improve my day-to-day, which in the end can lead to much bigger steps.
That's it. That's it. Momentum comes from action and motivation comes from action. So take that action and everything will unfold after that.
With that, thank you, Matt. I am so honored that I had you here to speak with you today. You were sharing such profound insight and experiences, and your journey and your advice are seriously like incredible for anyone looking to find more in their work and in their career that really makes them come alive and feel fulfilled and meaningful. So I absolutely appreciate you being here with us today. And where can people connect with you if they want to learn more from you?
So the best place to connect with me is on LinkedIn. It is really where I live, especially on the social media space. So you can look for me at Matt C. Mills. So it's linkedin.com/in/Matt C. Mills. And you can find me there. And please connect with me, follow me, and ask me any questions. And I would love to connect.
Thank you, Matt. Anna just dropped in here, this assessment can be life-changing. Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that into the chat. Matt, again, thank you so much for being here with me today. Absolutely highly recommend everyone here to connect with Matt. Hope that you're going to have a wonderful, beautiful holiday time. And thank you again.
Thank you.
And I want to recap the amazing insights Matt just shared. The two things that really stuck with me is, what do you want to do more of? And what do you want to do less of? Those two questions that Matt shared with us were so insightful and can really help point you in the right direction. And then the point of deciding to take action. We need to make that active decision to take action, because without action, our life is not going to change. Keep those two things in mind. And when you take the Sparketype assessment, please share your Sparketype with me. Nothing makes me happier than when I get to talk to people about what their Sparketype is and what that meant for you. And as we wrap up today's session, I want to remind you that this is only day 1 out of the 12 days of career goals. So we're going to have 11 more days packed with valuable insights, strategies, expert advice. We have the most amazing experts coming on this series, all here to help you redefine your career. I highly encourage you to visit the website 12 Days of Career Goals. Let me bring this in here right now. Definitely go to my website, the 12 Days of Career Goals. It's bit.ly/12 Days of Career Goals. And you can sign up for this 12-day series. What that means is you're going to get 1 email a day with the link to the live event that you absolutely do not want to miss. And there's going to be exclusive bonuses. And when you register on this website, you're also automatically entered to win some really special prizes. This is my holiday gift to you, because this is all about giving back this holiday seasons. This is what the 12 Days of Career Goals is for. We want to give back. And in that spirit, I'm giving away a brand new resume written by me for you, an absolutely brand new resume. I'm giving away a brand new LinkedIn profile makeover, and I'm giving away my transferable skills guide that is incredibly useful in helping you identify your transferable skills. So make sure that you register on the 12 Days of Career Goals so that you're entered into the drawing, and most importantly, get the link to the daily live event. Because tomorrow for day 2, we're going to be back here with CEO and founder of the Career Diet, Anna Beljavea. And I cannot wait for her to be here tomorrow and share her insights on leveraging transferable skills. Your dream career is not just a possibility, but it can be a reality. And we're here to make this happen over those 12 days.